Hey everybody, how are you all? I hope you're all well. Welcome to day 4 of Breakthrough to Success 2023. I hope you're having an excellent week so far, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you right now social media strategies that work, because oftentimes I find that people are still not marketing themselves correctly on social media. This week, Breakthrough to Success is a celebration of the Legacy Academy launching with a free 5-day. And the reason why I wanted to do that this week, and firstly, can I just apologize? This is what happens to me during the level up. I get sick, I lose my voice. So I'm right in the middle of a level up right now. And so I apologize for me sounding or whatever. So anyway, this week is a celebration of the 2 years since we launched our first 5-day, and it was called Breakthrough to Success. And of course, we've evolved and grown since then, but we have helped since then hundreds and hundreds of women to be able to start building their businesses the right way. And over 85% of our coaching clients go on to achieve best months ever. Now, today we're going to be talking about social media strategies that work. I find that when people start building a business, or they want to start giving it their fullest attention, and they've been trying everything, it hasn't been working, and then they realize, you know what, maybe it's me, maybe I need to give it my fullest attention, and they start building the business. And I say to people, hey, treat your business like a business. A lot of people don't actually know what that means. Okay. And so that's another reason why I wanted to do this 5-day, is to really bring it back to basics about what it actually takes to build a business. Now, the key thing that you need to understand is that you can't be perfect at all as you're building a business, because if you're waiting for perfection, if you're waiting to all things to build a business, you simply will not move. And so the key thing to know, and this is really important for you to understand, is that you need to fail forward. Like you need to be making mistakes. And if you're not making mistakes, you're not growing. You're not doing enough to stretch yourself. You're playing within your comfort zone. You need to stretch yourself. You need to fail forward. You need to make mistakes. These are things that are absolutely crucial to your evolution, to your growth, because where you are right now is not going to get you to the next level. And you can't go to the next level unless you learn and grow. And growing is not just about acquiring new information. This is really important to understand. Most people seem to think that I need to grow, I need to learn all the things, and that's how I grow. It's not that at all. Yes, you will need to adopt some new information, but let me tell you, building a business is very simple. You just need to talk to people. You need to market yourself on social media and talk to people, and market yourself on social media and talk to people. People just complicate it. They do. They complicate it, and they make it so much more than what it really is. But growing is not just about learning information and that's it. Learning information is one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is actually stripping away thoughts, behaviors, habits, environment that doesn't support where you want to go. Because if you keep holding on to those things, you're going to stay there. So part of the growing is removing, and then the other part is adding. And as you remove old stuff that is no longer serving you, you replace that with new stuff that is going to take you there. And so that also incorporates social media, because social media and the way that you market yourself every single day is like you're in testing mode every single day. You're checking to see how your audience, your niche, your avatar is responding to your messaging, and you need to adjust accordingly. You need to see how people resonate with what you're trying to tell them. Are you actually hitting the things that they're looking for right now, pain point wise? Because I still find that people are putting up sales posts. What do I mean by sales posts? I'm going to go over this because it absolutely, like, I literally have like a mini meltdown, right? When I see these things, like today is 20% off like, DM me. Like, people don't come onto social media to be sold to. They don't. These posts do not work. They just don't. And the only people that will be engaging on these are other team members or existing customers, which is okay. But you won't attract new people with these styles of posts. The other one that I see is, join me. You can, watch me or join me. None of that works. None of that works. So I just want to make it absolutely clear that that none of that works. Now, before I go ahead, I'm just going to literally put myself on my phone. So then that way I could just make sure that I am in the Legacy Academy. Oh my goodness, Bonnie Harris. Oh, Bonnie Harris is here. Hello, Bonnie Harris. Okay. Everyone else say hi, because I can't see anybody else's comments as well. And so let me tell you, this is really important for you to understand. Social media is your brand. It's your storefront. It's who you are. And long gone are the days where you could maybe post every now and again. Maybe you can skip a day. The market is too discerning, and they demand more, especially when it comes to micro influencers or small business owners. They want to get to know, like, and trust. So this is really important. We're going to start the piece with this, right? Know, like, trust. Okay. And so when you're building on social media, the whole idea behind you showing up every day and showing them who you are is this, because this is how people will buy, right? Do they know you? Do they like you? Do they trust you? Because remember, you're asking people to hand over their hard-earned cash that they've woken up, driven somewhere, worked 8 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours, and you want them to sacrifice their dollars that could be best put to something else, to your product or opportunity, because you show up on social media. I need you to really understand what you're asking a complete stranger to do. A lot of people miss this point because they just go, hey, someone inquired and they didn't buy. But you know what? They inquired, which is step one, but that just doesn't mean that they didn't buy. They still need to know a little bit more, either about the product or about you. Because in this day and age, people work hard for their dollar, and you have to work hard for their dollar. And that means that you need to be showing up every day, showing them who you are, so they get to know and like you. They can decide, hey, I know who she is. I like what she stands for. And no matter what she says, I trust her. Do you see how there's some, major influencers? They've built up the know, like, trust. People know who they are. People like them. So they could put up anything. Hey, today I'm wearing green underpants, and people go, oh my God, I want those green underpants. Like, send me the link. Right? They could say, I'm starting to wear yellow thongs, yellow slippers, flip-flops, whatever they're called overseas, but in Australia we call them thongs, right? Sandals, right? Whatever. Somebody could say, I'll be wearing an eye patch. They have like 3 million followers. I'm now going to be wearing an eye patch to, preserve my eyesight. I don't know, whatever. And there'll be like 3 million followers from that influencer buying eye patches. So, but they've already built up that know, like, trust. But people don't know who you are. You don't have the same influence. And hence, this is why today's session is really important, because I'm going to bring it down to the fundamentals of why you need to be showing up every day. And I'm going to give you some very basic examples of things I've done this week to demonstrate the different types of posts that you could start doing. Now, I do go in depth a lot more, but, with posts and things like that, like the social media strategies that I teach in my coaching business are very strategic. The ones that I'm showing you today are stuff that, for those of you who aren't in my coaching programs or you don't know quite where to start, These are really good examples for you to be able to use as an example of how to position yourself on social media. And so, but know this, I mentioned before, every single day is a testing ground. So you're always checking to see what's working, what doesn't work, what's working, what doesn't work. But please don't ever go back to the, sale 20% off, join my team. People don't come onto social media to be sold. They come onto social media to be educated, motivated, or inspired. In fact, last year, Meta came out with a workshop which I attended. And in that workshop, they mentioned that over 80% of respondents said that the top 2 things that they want to experience before they go ahead and buy from someone on social media. Number 1, they want to know that the product is reliable. Trust, right? And they also want connection with the person that they're buying from. They want to feel a connection, know and like. So know, like, trust is the foundation of how over 80% of people that buy from social media via Facebook, via Instagram, etc., this is how they buy. So if you start embracing the know, like, trust as a foundation of everything that you do on your social media and your business, you're going to have a very successful business. But if you just chase the sale, you're just chasing the sale because you're desperate for the dollars, you're going to find it very difficult, because people will not feel connected to you, and they won't understand who you are, because you're not positioning yourself with the intention for them to know, like, and trust you. Okay, this is really important for you to understand. And this is maybe a little bit more than basic what I'm teaching right there, but if I don't tell you that up front, you're not going to understand why your posts aren't working. And so as long as you go by the principle, know, like, trust, and you make sure that you are positioning yourself so they get to know you and they get to like you and they get to trust you, then you'll be okay. Okay. But don't be scared. Building a business, have fun with it, right? Okay, let's go. All right. So what have we covered so far? We've covered how to create a plan for your life. We've also, on day 2, spoken about how you need to grow every day. And day 2 is so important. I highly encourage people to either go back and rewatch it or watch it for the first time, because 90% of the journey is mindset. And so understanding that you need to be working your mindset every single day, because and the reason why too is not just because we carry thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, habits that are not in alignment with where we want to go. This is personal. Like, even though business is not personal, but our mission, our vision, our why is personal. We want it so bad for our family. We want it so bad because we want to make a difference for their lives, for, customers' lives, our teammates' lives, our clients' lives. Of course it's personal, because it matters to you. And so that's why you need to do this every day. Because if you don't do personal development every day, what does that say about your dedication to get better for them? I really, really want to emphasize that, because your mindset can be your greatest asset, but it could also work against you. And not intentionally. It's just that your old thought patterns, or your current, simply can't help you to get you to where you want to go. You need to start understanding why you think that way. Okay, so day 3, yesterday, we talked about starting conversations and following up on conversations. And these are 2 very basic income producing activities that you must do every single day. People don't understand why they need to do it. But yesterday I explained it. I explained why you need to start new conversations every day. I didn't quite go into detail about what, exactly all the strategies, because that's for another challenge. This week is all about bringing it back to basic so that people can get reconnected about the fundamentals on building a business, and how following up is going to help you to make bank. is going to help you to make money. And if you're not following up every day, you're choosing not to make money. I don't know how people believe that it's done, but you've got to follow up to make money. And so if you're not making money, are you following up? That's one of the reasons why potentially you're not making money. And today we're talking about social media strategies that work. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so the importance of social media. Social media is a way for people to connect. At the core of why it exists, connection is the reason. Okay, in the beginning, it was social. It was all social, and it was a way to share our lives. I mean, I look at some of my statuses from when I first got started, and they're so wild. I was single then, and I wasn't wild, but I look at that and I go, wow, okay. And I used to make fun of myself and things like that, and I still do, but my language was very different. I've definitely grown and evolved. Excuse me. People connected on social media in the beginning to find out more about one another, and this is still the case, but I think it's also evolved now into education and motivation as well. People would update their status and the amount of friends that they had and whether they'd be in a relationship and all of this. And this was a really cool thing, you know, when you see the relationship status change. And I mean, that was like, I remember when they brought that in and I just went, wow, that is so cool. It's so powerful. Okay. And it was a way for people to showcase what they did in their lives every day. When I was a single and I'd, you know, go running, I'd be showcasing that I'd be running and all the different types of running sessions that I did and things like that. That was my life back then. And so a lot of people who, you know, work and have a life, although in saying that though, you know, even work has evolved. A lot of companies now have social media policies in which the employees must abide by, and they have to be very conservative showing up on social media, and that affects their work placement. And so whilst, you know, once upon a time, you know, it was all and sundry that could participate. In this day and age, social media is seen as a great way to connect and showcase bits and pieces of who you are, but probably people aren't as liberal as what they once used to be, right? Social media then became a way to build a business. At some point in time, people discovered that they could start creating curiosity around the businesses that they had, and then they started to showcase their products freely because it was never done. So it was a new thing. It was a trending thing. This was like over 10 years ago. And they would post company flyers and announce that they had sales. And so that was the done thing back then. And for a period of time that worked until it didn't, until people got sick and tired of showing up on social media and all of these different sales and company stuff and all of that started happening. And it just detracted, it just pushed people away, because that's not the intention of why people come on, right? This was the way people brought on business until they became, this is the way people bought or purchased from people until they became more discerning and they decided, I don't want to buy this way. And so the trend started to go away. And then there was a thing about branding and marketing and how you need to showcase your lifestyle and what the businesses has done for your life. And that became the way that people started gaining curiosity and buying from micro influencers. So today, this is where we're at, where people brand themselves to showcase their values. And when I say branding, they basically showcase who they are. You know, for me, I showcase myself through my values, and they represent my branding. My values are my branding. And so when I am putting out content, I always have my avatar in mind. Like, if she's watching me, what's the message that she would pick up from this piece of content? It's really important. And people monetize their social media or make money from social media by demonstrating how they can help people. Okay. And social retail, I mean, there's so many terms: social selling, social retail. I just picked up this one, has evolved with the potential buyers connecting through sellers through connecting, community, and a sharing of values. Okay. Know, like, trust is the foundation of the buying process now, rather than join my team, sale today, etc., etc. Okay. And just to give you an idea of how that's evolved, this is in 2021, right, from Hootsuite. As you can see, this is a percentage of global internet users who visit social networks to search for information about brands. So you can see, even in the 55 to 64 segment, almost 30% of global internet users still go on to search about brands. That's massive. I mean, obviously, I'm not surprised by the young crew, because this is the life that they were brought in. This is that they're so accustomed. This is all they know. But once upon a time, myself, I fit in the 45 to 54. You know, we would go and visit stores. We would go and visit stores and maybe go again and again and again and again and again before we would make the decision. And now it's so normal to just do a bit of research. I mean, I research all the time on brands on social media, so I'm probably more to the extreme. But know that social media is like an absolute requirement for you to build your business. You can't take this for granted. You must have a presence on social media. The stats show it. The stats show that this is part of their buying process, is they will go online to search for information about what it is that they want to buy. And if you're not on social media, they won't know about you at all. Okay, so the way people buy today is influenced by social media. So you must have social media presence, and you have to be consistent, because this is how you build, I dropped it off, know, like, trust, especially the trust piece. Okay, you've got to showcase your values, because your values is what will highly influence whether they want to like you, right? And so you must be able to show how you can help people. There's the trust. Okay, so if you understand this, you're going to be okay. But if you don't get it still, just know that by you showing up every day and posting, already you're doing the right thing. Okay, as long as you're not just plastering sale posts and things like that, they're just not going to work for you. Okay, I teach the Power of 5. The Power of 5 is how I've been showcasing myself since really 2018. So we're talking about 5 years now. And so when I tell you that I've been doing this, and this is what's helped me to build 6-figure businesses and also launch my coaching business from scratch, scaling to 7 figures. And this is how I've been building my coaching business, my online business, where I share the most important things about me. What are the things that make me me, right? So for me is my family, my faith, health and wellness, although you wouldn't think so listening to me today. But you know what? I'm real and raw. So you see me as I come. I'm never going to fake it till you make it. I've done that. Doesn't work. Okay. I'm told you I'm sick. I love you guys too much to bail out. And I care about my vision too much to not show up just because of a head cold, like seriously. Okay, but I just so you know, because I know I'm going to get messages, I will be resting this afternoon. I'm just putting it out there because I know I have my mama bears. They'll come into my messenger and go, that's okay. I'm just announcing it. I know I'm digressing. Health and wellness, women's empowerment, and this is really largely through my coaching business and my online business. Right? This is where I lead that in, and business and leadership. For me, being a really good example for the profession is important. They tie in together as well. So you'll see me talking about those 5 things week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out, the whole way through. Okay. And so when you go looking at my profile, that's what you'll see. So share 5 things about you. And then people say to me, okay, so there's 7 days. So that's 5. So there's a gap of 2. What do you do with the other 2 days? Well, that's where you raise curiosity. I actually did a post maybe about 3 or 4 days ago. I'm going to show you. around curiosity about my online business, very, very, very nonchalantly, but I will do that strategically so that people can go like, what is it that you do? Tell me exactly what business that you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. So on the other 2 days, right, say this is a Sunday and this could be a Thursday. This one could be a product curiosity where you might share like a testimonial or a success story or something like that. Someone had great results, right? Mary, so happy for Mary, who, was a skeptic at the very beginning, but decided to take a leap of faith and purchase our system. She followed the system, and 90 days later, she's lost 15 pounds. That's a product curiosity. People say, what's the system? You want people to ask that question. So you take that conversation into Messenger, right? This one could be about your opportunity. I'm so excited that I get to have my own spending money. Not that I need spending money, but you know what I mean? I have my own spending money through my business and I get to do my nails. Or, I'm so excited that I was able to, buy my family to, I don't know, the Bahamas because of my online business, right? That's a curiosity post. And so then what you want to do, and some of them, you might not get much traction, but believe me when I tell you, they're watching. Everyone watches everything. I'm surprised at how many people that don't engage on any of my posts, how many of them know everything. It's amazing. Everyone's watching, okay? Everyone, like, you don't think people are watching, they're watching, okay? That's why you just got to keep going. And there's different types of social media posts. There's posts about you, okay? There's posts that raise curiosity. These are called curiosity posts. Posts that show things that you care about, okay? So me, I care about women's empowerment. I mean, I find it highly disturbing that, less than 2% of CEOs are female. And I think that less than 10% of all females, less than 10% of all millionaires are females. I find that disturbing as well, and I'm on a mission to change that because I want to help women win. I know that every single one of you watching this, whether you're live or on the replay, has the capacity to achieve all things. Like, money is everywhere. There's business everywhere. You've just got to be in it and just do the work with zero attachment. You would be surprised at what presents. And as long as you keep working on yourself every day, it's amazing what presents. Then there's posts that will speak directly to your audience. And that could be like journey posts, etc. And then there's posts where you can add value and teach back, right? Today, I'm going to do one of those, okay? So here's types of social media posts that works. My apologies. There's posts about you, what interests you, things that are about you. So when I talked about my family, this is one that I did on the weekend. We went out to a digital art gallery and we showed our children, works of Monet and I forget what they are, Cézanne, and there was a whole heap of others as well, like Renoir and such. But it was so good because you literally sat almost like in an amphitheater, and they would just digitally cast the artwork alongside with Mozart, Beethoven, and you're just sitting there and just fully immerse yourself in the experience. It was really, really cool. And so for me, I love art. And I don't know much about it, but I do love looking at art, and I get emotional. Like when I walked in and I was looking at Monet and some of his works is so like unbelievable. The talent of how they could transfer what they saw onto paper. The detail is just so profound. And so for me, I get really emotional at how people have so much talent and gifts. But here's the thing, every single one of you have a gift. It's your job. Seriously, this is your number one job in this lifetime, is to know what your gift is. I know what my gift is. And when I realized what my gift was, I couldn't unknow it. I had to go and use it because I've obviously been given this gift, and this gift is to coach. I know how to help people move. I know how to take people's hands and just get them to take the next step. And so for me, that's my gift zone. And when I started tapping into that gift zone, started helping more people. So by you identifying your gift, you don't know where that's going to take you. But I digress. So that's a type of post that showcases a bit about me and my family and what we love to do. And we always do stuff as family. I have a mission to showcase to my children all things that they would normally not get exposed to at school, because I want them to be best prepared. And that includes like going to art galleries and just things that are around. That's very important for me. Okay, so these are curiosity posts. This is a curiosity post. I didn't cut it quite correctly. So I talked about how it was my 8-year anniversary in the profession, and how that's the post that I put up 5th of May 2015, a new me in 30 days, watch this space. And that was the beginning of my network marketing journey. I didn't know that then, because I was literally on a weight loss journey when I made the decision. But in time, I think it was June, July, I discovered that you can make money from that. And my life changed forever. So this is designed to raise curiosity and make people think. It will pique their curiosity. And so what will happen is people say, can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing, or what's this all about? And so you would take that conversation into Messenger and start having. And if you want to know what to say, go back to yesterday's training and you'll pick up some of the scripts. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Sorry about that. My bad. Okay, posts about things that you stand for. Okay, these posts showcase your values. And this is more designed on women's empowerment. So as you can see, I've titled this post Ladies, right? So instantly I'm speaking to women. Okay, here are some hard truths that you may need to hear today. And so this is all around women's empowerment. So I'm always designing posts like this to help drive the communication specifically to an audience. Okay, posts that teach back, where you're sharing tips to help others, showcase your learnings that have worked for you, right, that you've implemented, share your knowledge so people can believe you share your knowledge so people can believe that you can help them. Okay, this is the trust piece, right? So again, this talked about, some of the things that I've done to be able to, in terms of success in the profession, to showcase to people the possibilities of the profession, the possibilities. It's an education piece, more so for people that are outside of the profession, because there are so many people that don't believe that you can make $1 in network marketing. Well, for me, I don't believe that's true, because I know I'm earning income. And so it's my job as an ambassador for the profession to be able to say to people, hey, these are the things that I've done. And yes, like any business, whether it's a bricks and mortar, whether it's a franchise, whether it's a digital Etsy store, Amazon, direct sales, network marketing, you do need to invest in your business on a regular basis. All businesses, you need to make investment. And so the idea is, people say, oh, all you're doing is just buying product all the time and not making money. But I don't see it as buying product. I'm investing in my business to be a product of the product. So when you look at your business the right way and you treat your business the right way, the money comes, the right mindset comes. And so for me, I find it's up to me to be able to educate. Posts that speak to your audience. So this speaks to my audience, which are, women over 40. And most of my audience, they want to feel good. They don't feel good about themselves most of the time. They've got stuff going on in their life. They've got limiting beliefs. They've got stuff, hang-ups, right? They don't know what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Many of them are stuck. They want to have someone that's going to show them what's possible. So this talks about possibility. Every single day, the best way to create your reality is to be it. Every single day, act as if, dress as if, be as if, feeling like $1 million. See, I'm channeling the 7-figure income. New month, new hair, bring it on. Okay. And so I'm speaking to my women out there and how every single day we can choose to gravitate towards our future simply by acting as if we're already there. Okay. Posts are designed to raise curiosity, start conversations, show who is watching, show you who is watching, and also see how your audience is engaging. So and the other thing that I didn't put on there that just came to mind, they're also, I mean, I know I said start conversations, but they're lead magnets. You know, social media posts, videos, stories, these are all lead magnets. And so I know that I kept the social media training today to just posts, but as you come into my coaching programs, I do extensive work on short form video, stories, and all the different in-depth strategies. And again, I'm just letting you know, this is the back to basics social media, right? What doesn't work? Sale posts, join my team posts, company graphics. Constantly talking about your business or products doesn't work either. You put off a whole bunch of people. Okay. So if you're doing this and you're not getting sales, that would be the reason why. Okay. What do people want? People want connection. People want to get to know you. They want to get to like you. They want to get to trust you before they buy. And people want to know how you can help them. This is the key. Okay. So for your homework, I want you to put up a post about one of your 5, like what are the 5 things that represent you, and then pick one and post it within the next 24 hours. No mention of product or opportunity, and then just start having conversations off the post with those who like or comment, everybody who engages. And again, the script for that is in yesterday's training. Okay, so I hope you found value. How did I go for time? Awesome. Right on schedule. I hope you found value in this training. Again, this is the foundational social media training. So if you're not moving in your social media, in your business, you know, I highly encourage you to go through this 5-day. Where have you dropped the ball? Where have you let go of some of the basic fundamentals that is needed for your business? Because there's a foundational set. And if you start dropping the ball on 1 or 2, you'll start seeing holes, and your business won't be sustainable. You've got to keep all the basic things, the things that are needed, the income producing activities needed to build your business, to be able to then build on that and grow. So I hope you found value today. Tomorrow, we're going to wrap it all up. Where do you go from here? And I'll be doing a deep dive into my 3-step system and how you can wrap all the things that we spoke about today. And it's put into one, so that you understand how I've been able to generate success with this one system, and I've then been able to now go to teach hundreds and hundreds of women the same system, who have gone on to achieve best months ever and radically change their life as well. So thank you so much for everything. Thanks so much, guys, for hopping on. I appreciate you so much. And of course, drop in the comments your biggest takeaway, and that would help me so much. All right, take care. Love you guys.